Boy, every time you all get quiet for me. It's like you respect me or something. It's weird. All right. Welcome to the talent night tonight. It's good to be here. It's going to be a fun night just seeing what different people do and how different talents that we've been given. So let's get started. Why don't y'all stand and we're just going to sing a song to get the creative juices flowing tonight. You can turn to song number 869. 869. Come we that love the Lord, and let our joys be known. Join in a song with sweet accord. Join in a song with sweet accord. And thus around the throne, thus around the throne, we're marching to Zion. Beautiful, beautiful Zion, we're marching upward to Zion, the beautiful city of God. Let those refuse to sing who never knew our God, but children of the heavenly King, but children of the heavenly King may speak their joys abroad, may speak their joys abroad. We're marching to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upward to Zion, the beautiful city of God. The hill of Zion yields 1,000 sacred sweets. Before we reach the heavenly fields, before we reach the heavenly fields, or walk the golden streets, or walk the golden streets, we're marching to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion, we're marching upward to Zion, the beautiful city of God. Then let our songs abound and every tear be dry. We're marching through Emmanuel's ground. We're marching through Emmanuel's ground. To fairer worlds on high, to fairer worlds on high. We're marching to Zion, beautiful, beautiful Zion. We're marching upward to Zion, the beautiful city of God. Thank you. You may be seated. So the first thing that we're going to be doing tonight, I'm going to see if Ruby wants to help me out. Ruby got this pretty cool horsey that she likes to ride. So we're going to see if she can show everybody how she can ride her horsey. Come, let's go ride your horsey. Okay, you ride your horsey real fast. You show us how to ride your horsey real fast, okay? Yeah, there you go. Keep going. Can you ride with your feet out the front? Can you ride with your feet out the front? There you go. You rock like that. Now, can you stand up? Can you ride side saddle yet? Do you remember how to ride side saddle? That's all right. Thank you, Ruby. Okay, let's go down. You can go. Back down a moment. All right, so this is kind of our agenda for this evening. We got quite a few. There was one skit up here by Lyle and Carlo that they were going to do, but they weren't feeling well tonight, so we're not going to be able to do that one. But so the Jarius is scheduled to be up next, but the sound guys would like to bump him to switch him with Kevin, just so that I think they can get his guitar set up. So. Kevin's going to be up next, but he might have just walked in the door, so we'll see. We might have a little intermission here just to make sure we got everything up. But first up, we got Wobbly Boots, so take it away.
So somebody sent me an invitation. I don't know where. Is this Parkview? I'm at the right place. Good. I got this invitation to come back to Parkview for a talent show. And I remember being here the other time, and I'm like, I guess there's somebody there with talent. But here I am. Man, is a long way. You don't believe how many miles I rode over Dusty Trail just trying to get to this area of the country. It is so confusing around here. I mean, the roads go this way, that way. It's nothing like a dusty trail through the Rocky Mountains, man. That's what gets it. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out on the way over here who might have actually planned this. Whose idea was this? His finger's pointing up here. Do you know last time I was here how old this guy was? Come on up here. If this was your idea, you must have some talent. It's not hard work.
Okay.
All you got to do is pick out somebody here you think would be a stubborn little calf.
Stubborn little calf. Oh, so many options. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I figured. Talking about talent, I figured this.
Who wants to help?
Is Claire Moyer here?
I don't know. I didn't see her. Is she here?
It's what?
Is Claire Moyer here? No, she's not.
She's not here.
Claire Moyer's not here.
I don't want to put anybody in the spot, but I was thinking about a guy like Eric Burkholder.
Like Eric Burkholder?
Yeah.
I think he'd do a great job.
Even get him
Let's
up
see.
here.
Is Eric Burkholder here? Or is Eric Burkholder willing?
Yeah, there's Eric Burkholder. You know, I just had another train of thought. Give him that mic, because I want him to bellow like a calf after I rope him. But I had another thought. I saw somebody sitting back here with a Philly shirt on. Oh. You know where my mind went? In the cowboy industry, we ride horses, right? And you got to break a horse before you can ride it. And a young female horse is called a filly, right? And I come over in these parts of the country, and I stop for gas, and I stop at the service station, and I stopped at McDonald's. Everybody's talking about the fillies. They win in the winter, and I'm like, huh? A little horse? Who cares if a little horse wins? So it must be something different in the water around here.
It must be.
Yeah. So here's what happens. Every place I go, I like to take my rope around and keep practicing because, you know, you can really run out of practice. Quit your chewing. Are you nervous?
Isn't that what stubborn little calves do?
It's the calf's mother that chews the cud.
Oh.
Not the calf.
Okay.
All right. So, to be kind, Eric, I'm just going to put this over him.
Well, no, you should at least try it.
Well, I don't want the people to know that I actually can't.
When do you want me to bellow?
After it starts to hurt. Come on, slow down, bear boy. Slow down. Slow down. It's not so bad. I'm not out to get you. Pull. Act like you don't want me. Yeah. Whoa. Hey, Jairus, come over here and rope him. Yeah, Jairus, rope him. Okay, easy boy. It's just not gonna hurt. All I gotta do is give you a shot to worm you. I'll give him a shot. I'm gonna put an ear tag in him and number him so when he's out in the range that we can find him again. Now, what's the moral of the story?
Just pinched a little.
It pinched a little? Yeah. Okay. Since he's a calf, he doesn't know the moral of the story. Does anybody else know it? The harder he pulls against this rope, the more it's gonna hurt. Because I had the rope tied off to my saddle horn on a big bay gelding. And he knows that when I rope the calf, the horse is to back up and keep the rope tight all the time. That's so the cowboy can jump off and manage it. The harder you fight this rope, the more it's going to hurt, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
So what about when Jesus starts to call? When that the rope of the Holy Spirit, like we heard about this morning, starts to pick at your heart. And you say, I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. Get away from me. And sometimes we bellow, right? We get rebellious. The calf doesn't know it, but if he would just relax, settle down, and let me get that ear tag in, there'll be a little pinch. Give him that shot, a little pinch. And it's for his own good. But if you put that in the Christian life, what do? We fight the rope so many times when Jesus is calling. So many times when there's a lesson that you and I need to learn, we fight the lesson. And it hurts more than it would have to. Does that make sense?
It sure does. I'm keenly aware of that whole process.
You've been there, done that. Well, I'm going to take this rope and see if I can get it back in shape, because I have to always have it handy. When you're on the trail, sometimes you come around a bend and there is a log, a tree fell over or something. We'll use our ropes. We'll throw it around there, wrap it around the saddle horn, and just back that horse up a little bit and pull that tree right off the trail. And keep going. You got to keep the trails open. So you can sit around campfires and tell all kinds of stories. You can rope calves during the day, but you got to keep Jesus at the center to focus. It's in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, 19 to 22, where it says why Jesus came, why and how that sacrifice and all that stuff works. And the end of that verse, verse 22, says the purpose of Jesus coming to the cross was to make you and I holy and blameless before the Father. Holy and blameless before the Father. It doesn't matter how much you fight the rope of the Spirit. Once you give in, accept the blood of Jesus, and you allow that to penetrate, you end up being holy and blameless before God. Now you're a little steer, but you're going to grow up to be a big bull.
I'd rather be a bull than a steer.
Yeah, well, that's true.
If you know what I mean.
Hey, shout out to my good friend, Jeannie Lead. This is his vest. A leather vest that Jeannie wore. Jeannie was an awesome preacher when he was younger. He spoke, he preached, he taught. There's some recorded sermons that he did. He still has that fire in him. When you talk to Gene on Sunday morning or even now and ask him if he's excited about Jesus, and his head will go like this. So do that sometime. But thanks, Gene, for the vest.
All right, Kevin, are you ready? Where's he at? I don't see him. Okay, go ahead, bud. Okay, and Jarius, you can get ready with your guitar then, okay? So take it away. Just a quick announcement. There's about 3 tables there in the back that have woodworking projects or pictures or different things that people have brought to look at. So you can check those out after the service tonight. Those 3 tables back there are different things that people have made. So. Good job, Jarius. I could never do that. I don't know if I ever will be able to, even if I try. All right, so I'm going to just I have a couple talents, I guess you could say. I mean, I've been playing basketball for a long time, and this is a really sticky basketball, and I like sticky basketballs because you can do this. And if you've never held a basketball, good luck. That's all I can say, because that's about impossible. Yeah, it's difficult unless you have big hands like, oh, you're going to help me? Well, this is unplanned, impromptu. I like this. Do you want to do it? Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what you're going to do, but all right. I'm going to need that again a little bit later, so I'll get that back. I'll just go into my other portion a while. All right, so one of the things, the talents, I guess, that you could say is that I've developed over the last couple of years is I got into photography and video at work, and that's mainly because we went on a dealer trip one time and looking at some houses, and we had a drone. It was a pretty good drone. It was a Phantom 4, DJI Phantom 4, which is a mid-grade to like a high-end consumer, right? And the pictures we took were terrible. They were bad. And it's like, with that level drone, you should be like producing some pretty good pictures, right? And then we got back to the office, and like 2 weeks later, I found a camera, like a good camera at work that we just weren't using because nobody knew how to use it. I was like, all right, I'm going to at least put a little bit of effort into how to learn this thing. So learned how to use the camera, take some decent pictures, and then with that, you also learn how to use Photoshop, right? And you always hear, oh, that picture's Photoshopped, right? Yeah, it is, that's right. And I'm the culprit for some of that. But Photoshop is a tool made by Adobe, which basically you can edit pictures, not in a way that's bad, but you can change pictures to make it look like what you want to see. And you need some skill to be able to do that. But I'll show you some of the work that I've done with that. This is a picture that was taken on Work Week, and I think it was 2019 up in Canada. That's myself in the middle, Cameron Root on the left, and John Kaufman on the right. So at one time I was sitting down in front of my computer and I was like, boy, let's just do something because I'm learning, right? Let's change it up somehow. So I took this picture and we swapped heads. Like, we just did it. Like, Cameron's now got a little head on John's body for some. That's probably the worst like portion of this. Like, Sorry, Cameron, I just gave you a little head. That was at the beginning of this. So as we progress, they get better. Okay. So that was the kind of the first one. Now, at Cozy Cabins where I work, this is a picture of a model home that we put up a couple months ago. So this is there in Farmersville. So what I did was, like, you can see that house isn't necessarily finished. There's plywood. There's plywood over here. There's no skirting board around here or anything. There's trucks in the background. There's a fuel tank over here. Like, not something you're going to put on your website, right? Nothing, not at least the quality that we like to put on our website. So it's like, okay, so I took this into Photoshop. And in 2024, Adobe came out with Photoshop 2024, their latest version, right? And it has new AI features. And some of that's like, oh boy, that's scary. But for someone that uses Photoshop, it's awesome. I'll tell you this, okay? What I'm about to show you is you can go anywhere in the world, and I promise you, you'll never find it because the computer just generated it. Okay, so this is the exact same picture other than the background and the foreground. The house portion is the same. Everything else is different. Like, them trees are all fake. The leaves are all fake. The stone there is all fake. The little bush on the right's all fake. It took some time to get it right, but that's the kind of things you can do. You can go from something like that to something like that, something that's catalog worthy. So that's one example. Another example is this one. This is a house that we did up in, let me think, this is up in New York somewhere. Snowing, it's a nice house, right? But again, it's not something that's super great or something that's going to go in your catalog. So it's like, all right. Like, when I look at a picture like this, I like when all these pieces of wood are stained to match the house, right? So it all looks right. Like, all these are stained. All the snow is like nice, like it's not disturbed here. You see a cinder block here, it looks kind of whatever, right? So you take that and you spend a little time with it and you can make something like that. Put that in your catalog and you're going to sell a lot of cabins. That's the idea. No, this isn't a pitch for Cozy Cabins, I promise. This is what I do at work some of the time. Like, this is like 5 or 10% of my job because it takes time to do some of that. So that's another example. You can go from something like that and change it into something like that. And all that stonework, it just looks sweet. It's a cool picture. Now, just a couple months ago, I was working on our church website a little bit, and the pictures were kind of outdated, right? So it's like, all right, so we take new pictures, okay? So I went and took a picture of John and Andrea, and that's a nice picture of him. It looks good. That's like a perfect Christmas card, isn't it? Like, Merry Christmas from the Roots. There you go. Anyway, so I was sitting down in front of my computer again. It's like, let's answer that age-old question, right? What does John look like with hair? And there we go. It's amazing. Look at that transformation. It's amazing. We no longer have to wonder. We have it. And when John gets a little bit older, there you go. It's white. It's So, thank you, John, for letting me use them pictures, because every time I look at these, I'm like, that just cracks me up, because it's just something so good about that. It's just like,
Can you make me a little thinner?
I'll send you one next week, okay? All right, that's all I have. You can turn the lights back up. So, Zimmermans, you guys can come up and do your thing up here. As they get ready, I'll use my basketball now that I got it back. So, like I was saying, I played basketball for a long time, and I'm not perfect at this, but this is one thing that I've developed that I've been able to do. And I'm not the best at it. I've seen guys that can like continuously spin it. I can't do that because I'm not coordinated enough, and I knock it down every time. But I can do that. I can get it to spin for fairly long. But it's cool, but I mean, what are you going to do with it, right? I'm not going to win any awards. But I mean, yeah, so that's about the only thing. Go ahead.
So we weren't coordinated enough to all do something together. So we have separate little bits here. I think Samantha's going to go first. Samantha, can you tell the people what you're going to sing?
He got the whole world in his hands.
Can you see her? Should I? Okay, I'll hold the mic for you. Okay, you sing with the motions. Okay.
He got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the wind and the rain in his hands. He got the wind and the rain in his hands. He got the wind and the rain in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. He got the itty bitty baby in his hands. He got the itty bitty baby. In his hands, he got the itty bitty baby. In his hands, he got the whole world in his hands. He got the mommies and the daddies. In his hands, he got the mommies and the daddies. In his hands, he got the mommies and the daddies. In his hands, he got the whole world in his hands. He got you and me better. In his hands, he got you and me better. In his hands, he got you and me better. In his hands, he got the whole world in his hands. He got you and me, sister. In his hands, he got you and me, sister. In he got you and me, sister. In his hands, he got the whole world in his hands. He got everybody here. In his hands, he got everybody here. In his hands, he got everybody here. In his hands, he got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world. In his hands, he got the whole world. In his hands, he got the whole world. In his hands, he got the whole world in his hands.
So Vivi is just graduated from first grade, and she was good at Bible memory this year. In the beginning, it was hard for her, and she learned enough about it that she likes to memorize now. So she is reciting James 4:13 to 17, and now, just at the moment, she's feeling like she needs the paper, so she might read it instead, which is a skill for a first grader. You want me to hold the mic?
Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and trade and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. As it is your boast and your arrogance, all such boasting is evil. So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be singing a solo, singing a song, and it's probably a song most of you have never heard. It's a German wedding song that is sung at Old Order Grafdale Conference weddings. Every wedding you go to, you can't get married without this song. Also, Grafdale Conference means Joe Wanger, street name for us. Those of us who come here come from there. And I know this type of singing gets a lot of hate, So because it's unusual and it's different, and I feel like for some people who come from that culture and that church, it's a huge reaction point, this German singing, because for various reasons. But for me, it kind of worked the opposite way. I love it. I just really love it. It's a part of my childhood. I loved going to church. I have happy memories of going to church, learning to read and sing in German, and I was always curious about words and languages. So if we sang a song in church and I wasn't sure what it all meant, I would go home and get the German and English dictionary and look up words until I got the meaning of the song. And I am even more interested now than I was back then in how languages work and how it changes form when you translate from one to the other. And part of what I do is I'm a court interpreter, and it just brings it to my mind more often how languages shift and change. They're all so different. And so the German version is there on the left. And someone reminded me this morning that it is not biblical to speak or pray or read or sing in tongues unless you have an interpretation. So to keep it biblical, I did interpret it, and that's what you'll be seeing while I sing. Yeah. So I will sing 2 verses. Do you have another piece to it like this? Yeah, okay. Yeah, sounds good. Looks good. Gnadfried und reichen Segen aus Guts Süße und Leib der Herr Gott wo geben im stand Mann und Weib voraus wir was 2 verses. There are 6 verses to the song. I won't sing them all. I even sang too fast. Like each verse should take 3 minutes. I think I would do usually 2.5 minutes. And also on the 3rd verse, this is the song that we sing at the closing of the wedding service. On the 3rd verse, when they start singing the 3rd verse, the bride and the groom get up and walk out, and the rest of the people finish singing, and then they line up, to congratulate them, wish them God's blessings. So I stopped just at the exciting part, if you're getting married.
Thank you for that. I'm assuming, do you know, Margaret, if that's like the same kind of German that is spoken in German, or is that like a different kind of German, do you know?
No, it is not what is spoken in modern day Germany. This would be similar to English's King James English. It's very old, it's Gothic script German, and some of the phrases are obsolete, and you have to hunt. If you don't know the translation, you kind of have to hunt for it. So it's not the same as what you would hear in a video where they're speaking German nowadays. Also, what the German, the accent that the Joangers use to sing German, they don't roll their R's like they did long ago. It's kind of diluted and watered down. I sang the Joanger version of German, but it's different than Germany.
Thank you. All right. Last but not least, we have Mr. Nevin Stauffer, and I see him back there. He's going to put on a show, so get ready. Take it away, Nevin.
How many ever saw a bike like this? Used to be one in the Effort Parade years ago, or was it Denver Parade, I think. And I got it, and I did a couple phone calls and found out who the person is that did the wheels on it, and then I got a bike made. So it's enjoyable. After it's over, I'll have it outside if someone want to take it for a ride. So it's available. And this shirt, if you looked at it, I was on a mission trip, and it says flour bags were in flour they got in it. And the lady there made me a shirt out of flour bag. And I thought it was really interesting that she did that for me. So okay. There.
All right, so that pretty much concludes our talent night. That bike, I don't think that thing is comfortable when you ride. I can't be. Anyway, so that's about the end of our talent night. Like I said, there's some things back here in the back that you can check out. There's a snack downstairs, so feel free to eat some snack. Just please keep it out of the sanctuary area. Either keep it downstairs or outside. That'd be appreciated. So why don't we all stand, and then we'll have a word of prayer before we close. Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this evening and that we can gather here together and have fun as a church family. And I just thank you for the good times that you give us as a church family. I just pray for all of us here tonight that we would be able to use our gifts in whatever way that you've given us gifts. Help us to discover them and to use them for your kingdom in whatever way that you want us to, Lord. I just pray for safety for us this week as we go about, and just give us an ability this week to talk to the people around us. Give us courage to shine your light to the people around us this week. I just pray this in your name. Amen.